Hi, my name is Schneider, and I'd like to take you through a couple projects in my portfolio. The first I'd like to talk about is one I completed a couple semesters ago in a typography class, in which we were asked to pick a color and create 9 typographical posters from that color. I chose the color red, and that's called my project Red, a typographical experiment, and these are my 9 posters. Beet Red, created from beets. Paint the Town, created from red lipstick. Jello. Red Hot, created from sriracha sauce and peppers. Love, created from red roses. Sunburn, created from tomatoes. Big Red Gum. Licorice. And one of my personal favorites, Murder. This was a fun poster for me to create because I got to use artificial blood. I froze it in a alphabet mold and had to quickly arrange it while I splattered this artificial blood. This was just a fun poster for me because I got to do a lot of experimentation, a lot of trials to get it right, but when I got it right, I think it turned out pretty well. The next project I'd like to move on to is my film festival project. For this project, we initially had to come up with 3 directors. Unfortunately, my top picks were chosen, so I did have to find a different director. This was a huge challenge for me. I ended up choosing Sam Mendes. I had never seen any of his movies before, so it was a big challenge to get into those movies and truly understand what was going on behind them. To begin the project, I started with a lot of imagery for inspiration. So my process book kind of shows what I went through to get to my logo and the visuals of my project. I went through a lot of different names, but ultimately chose on Ordinary Disarray. My poster for the project was Where I Began. And then I moved on to advertisements, as well as film festival signage. I also created a couple products for the festival: Coping with Life Made Easy and How to Have It All. A lot of my products I wanted to have secret compartments, so these both do. What looks like an ordinary picture frame, you open the back and you have cologne, makeup remover, and a little black book, kind of a pack that would allow you to have a wife and a mistress as well. A lot of the products are very dark and have kind of 2 sides to them. What looks like an ordinary thing on the outside actually has some very dark, secretive stuff on the inside. I also have my tickets here, collector's edition, as well as my DVD case. And that is the Sam Mendes Film Festival. And lastly, I'd like to show you my Airwalk rebrand project. This just kind of shows my process of how I arranged my book. It was a pretty big endeavor as I created a 215-page Airwalk rebrand book / process book. So this contains all the brand guidelines as well as kind of the process that went into doing that. So in order to start the project, I really had to understand where Airwalk started and where I wanted to take the brand. So this is the imagery that I chose to kind of illustrate where I wanted to go with Airwalk going into the future. So I created a new logo for Airwalk. Here's the logo mark, as well as some logo variations. And additionally, I came up with a new color scheme, as well as typographical image graphic standards. And another big part of the project was projecting the brand into the future. So where did I see the brand going in 50 years from now? And so an important part of that was understanding where I thought Airwalk would be in 50 years, and I really saw it going into the sky and space. So beyond just ground sports, I saw it going into space sports, space and sky sports. And so this stemmed anywhere from apparel to space gear to a Mars command center, competitions and such. So this was a really fun project that really helped inspire a passion for branding inside me, and something that I know I definitely want to pursue in the future. Thanks for going through my projects with me.